So let's move straight on to Tamil Nadu before we get to the all India picture. Tamil Nadu is our last state. So we asked who's the best chief minister for Tamil Nadu. And here's what the people of Tamil Nadu said. Here are the top three. Jayalalithaa 50, Karunanidhi 32, and his son Stalin 18. Now what do you make of that? Dorab, is it 50-50?
Yes, I think it is 50-50. You know, I think Jayalalithaa, just 15 months after election, would be quite disappointed with these results because, you know, I mean, she is on a high, and suddenly to find results like that, I don't think she'll be delighted with these results. No way. I mean, because in Tamil Nadu in particular, you go 70, 30, 30, 70. These aren't
And for the old man Karunanidhi to still be scoring 32%
is amazing.
Is amazing.
Yeah. What about her performance, Jayalalitha's performance overall? What do the people of Tamil Nadu think? Performance of the chief minister, good 58%. That's not stellar, but it is above average. But again, I think Dorab, who's a great fan of hers, will be disappointed.
But 1 year after, I think 1 year after, in a state like Tamil Nadu, everywhere is exception.
If you look at Mamata Banerjee, who came into power at exactly the same time, and has probably had a far more controversial innings
still
so far.
higher.
Her, she's still in the 60s.
You know, I think they are used to, Mamata Banerjee is a new phenomenon. I think Jayalalithaa is something they've been used to over the years. So I think probably she's not been able to hold on the same way.
Okay, then
she won by about, I think she won by 10 or 12% against a 35-year-old government. Well, Jayalalithaa also won by 10%, but against an established government. But I think she would be disappointed with these numbers. They're just not good enough.
Right. We also asked the general opinion. We asked lots of questions. We just selected some. Should the assassins of Rajiv Gandhi be hanged, or should they just get life imprisonment? And it's very, very clear. Life imprisonment. Do not hang. Do not hang these people. 33% to 67%. They asked the same question of Kasab or Afsal. What would the answer be? Other way around?
About 95.
95 to hang. So, you know, hang some, don't hang others. We also asked about the DMK politicians. Remember, DMK is almost 50-50 in that popularity poll. Were the politicians involved in the 2G scam? So will it be 50-50 that people say? And the answer is no, they were involved. In fact, 59% say yes, they were involved.
But you know, women are much more forgiving of Mr. Raja than men.
I see.
Yeah, much more forgiving of Mr.
So there's less than 59. So men is about 65 or something.
That's
and
right. Men are much higher.
Okay. So finally, what's the forecast for Tamil Nadu? Remember, this is one state that used to swing one way and then the other way. One state, landslide after landslide. But it didn't happen that much last time. 10 to 27 with others too. What's the forecast if the midterm poll now? 20 to the AIDMK, doubling its seats, and the DMK 18 and others 1. And of course, in that the DMK is 11 and the AIADMK is 17. So Sudhindra, kind of ambivalent.
No, it just goes to, no, it's not ambivalent at all. It's very categorical that the anti-Congress mood is strengthening all over the country.
But wouldn't you expect it not to be 50-50 then? You're reading things that I can't see.
No. You see, there's a 100% increase in the AIDMK's performance 2 years from now or earlier, and that all that is going to add to the formation of a non-Congress government, which will be led by the largest party.
I find it quite interesting that the two places where the UPA, as it's presently constituted, has more or less held on or not done disastrously is one, West Bengal, where it's clearly the Trinamool Congress, and secondly, Tamil Nadu, where they're still holding. I mean, it's a small slide, but where it's the DMK. So, in other words, what we are finding is, to a large extent, this anti-incumbency is also translating into an anti-Congress.
Right, that's a similar point that you're making. But Zoya, in a state where one generally wins 35, 37 seats, you know, Dorab, you'll be aware, historically, one gets 37, the other gets, but now it's 50-50.
Absolutely, and I think that's very significant. And I would read it a little differently from the way Sudhindra and Swapan are reading it, because you would expect that if Jayalalithaa is the peak of her popularity, because the elections were held only a year, and she hasn't really done anything so fundamentally wrong, so to speak, in a way in which you could say about Mamata Banerjee that at least, at the very least, she's been very controversial. On the face of it, there is nothing very wrong that Jayalalithaa has done, and yet it's 50-50. I find that quite surprising.
In fact, you know, when we are traveling in, you know, whenever we travel, 2-3 of us, you know, we make forecasts of our own, and we were all so far, we were unable to estimate the magnitude of Jayalalitha's victory in the assembly.
Speak for yourself. I got it spot on.
Spot on. He always gets the spot on. I always get it wrong.
Everybody, let me tell you, gets it right after the event.
Yeah, so essentially you didn't publicize.
No, but the question is, stop on the question. We were, you know, she had a phenomenal victory, and I compared this to that. That, you know, you were just on a phenomenal victory, and suddenly you find that you're 50-50. I would expect her to have 27-28.
Exactly,
I'd be happy with 27-28.
But you know, at this stage, it's very likely to happen because people expect Jayalalithaa ji to play a major role in the formation of the next government.
Yes, I'll tell you, we've asked the question of Prime Minister.
At this stage, going by what we've seen in the past, I think the Jayalalithaa juggernaut is on a downslide. And I think
may not be going, but it's kind of...
Yeah, we are looking at 2 years from now.
One other question
you know,
we asked them,
somebody like her, 2 years is a long period to destroy the 20 seats you're predicting for her.
You know,
I think at 1-0 can easily drop.
Either side can destroy it.
Yeah, but remember,
Sandeep reminds me of a stockbroker. Tomorrow will be a better day.
Fair enough.
By the way, so do both of you.
Just from the other side.
Okay, we also asked one other question, if we can, this is the forecast once again, but we did ask them about the Kudankulam nuclear plant. Do you want nuclear energy, more nuclear plants in Tamil Nadu and across the country? And look at that, people want more. 80% say they want more nuclear power stations.
Younger people were completely enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic.
35, very positive. The older people slightly less. 80s means everybody is positive, but the younger people are much more positive than the oldies.
Right.
Like you.
I think this is a very
significant message.
Disturbing.
Very disturbing finding.
Very significant message for the NGOs of this country.
On the contrary.
If, of course, they are concerned about public opinion.
But also a significant message for all of us. Because what does this say about the young? I mean, surely.
But there was a time when nuclear energy was green energy. Now, because of
It
Japan,
still is. Fascinating. What does it say about the young? I mean, abolish this young and elect a new one.
No, I'm not suggesting that. But it does say.
No, she's saying she doesn't agree with the young.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is fair enough.
It just, I mean, it simply indicates the kind of conservatism that has taken over Indian
but
society.
Progressivism.
Zoyaji, let me just, from whatever I've seen in my travels,
Right.
this 80% won't be off the mark in most states.
Yes.
It would be anything between 65 to 75-80%.
But I wonder,
and remember,
we should
this
have
is a
asked one
state
more
where
question.
it's an issue.
We should have asked one more question. Do you want nuclear power stations and do you want them next to your village?
Exactly.
That's okay.
Then they might say, yes, but far away.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
For most people, they will be far away.
It's like that old statement, everybody wants Bhagat Singh in their neighborhood. That's a different thing. But I think this sentiment is something that is echoed across
It
India.
is echoed across the country.
India's #1 news app. Just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.